My passion is developing standards and guidance for the community of stakeholders in AI with the goal of preventing harms from the AI technology that stem from the risks associated with the technology that's being deployed in business today. We think that responsible adoption of the technology is the key to finding the right approach to adopting it in life without causing harms, without causing disruptions to our economic cycle, and that in turn will lead to really the benefits that we are hoping to get out of the technology. Our role is to develop standards and guidance that the industry and government regulators and even the general public can use in order to understand the technology better, to gain trust in it, and ultimately benefit from it. So one of the main challenges is the fast pace of innovation that AI is going through at the moment. We need to kind of maybe step back and assess how we can tackle some of the issues related to security and safety, for example. A lot of emphasis right now is being put on the new and more functionality, but not so much thought on security and safety. And so it's time now to kind of step back and say, hey, how can we do this better? We have had a long tradition in living in this ecosystem, and we pride ourselves on being a convener of representatives of the different communities that have a stake in AI, industry, academia, government, regulators, even public organizations of general kind. And so what we do is convene people, we take input from anyone, we collaborate with them to develop standards that serve the needs of all of the constituents. And so that's how we approach the problem in a very open and transparent manner. Been following up with interest the developments around the AI Act. It's really encouraging to see that a lot of similar activities are being developed on both sides of the Atlantic, and so I think it will be natural for us to establish bridges because we have common interest. Well, I mean, first of all, they have to recognize the gap in their business model, and perhaps reach out to experts outside of their organizations in order to bootstrap their efforts there. There's a lot of companies that have established already competency in safety, audits, all of these critically important areas. And so awareness, education, collaboration, and hiring experts to help you in that endeavor are critical approaches to it. We are certainly developing a lot of guidance related to AI. We published a AI risk management framework early last year. We developed a AI bias document as technical guidance to the community of stakeholders to understand what the issue of bias is and how to mitigate it. Just recently, we developed the taxonomy of attacks and mitigations in machine learning for the community to be able to map this fast-moving, very large area of AI to understand what kinds of vulnerabilities they are exposing themselves to with the adoption of the technology, what kind of mitigations that they can provide, and understand that these mitigations are limited in some sense, so they should not fall into a false sense of security. They should always constantly monitor and use this resource in general in the context of and with the help of the AI framework that NIST has put out in order to have a much better handle. And so now we're going to be developing guidance for secure software development, for the large language models, as well as for the applications that are built around them. We are also working in another domain, which is autonomous vehicles, and trying to find ways to improve the robustness and, more importantly, find ways to measure and characterize robustness. Measurement is a critical element. The only way you can improve it if you can measure it. Then you know where you're going and how far you've gone. And so I think developing actionable and robust, grounded in the specific technologies guidance is critical for adoption by industry and regulators. We don't want to develop technical guidance in vacuum because often we don't have the exact expertise in specific niches of technology, and that's where we like to collaborate with the industry who has this expertise to complement this and come up with really meaningful, useful guidance.